So continuing the immunofluorescence role in kidney biopsies, this figure is of a post-streptococcal glomerulonephritis patient in which this glomeruli of the kidney is showing us dark green color granular deposits, and these granular deposits are because of deposition of immunoglobulins, that is IgG, and complements, that is C3, in the mesangium as well as in the glomerular basement membrane. Next figure is of a disease which is called as anti-glomerular basement membrane antibody induced glomerulonephritis, that is anti-GBM disease. On this anti-GBM disease, there are membranous deposits on the left hand side, that is B figure, and on the right hand side, this particular immunofluorescence pattern, because of the membranous deposit, is of a linear pattern rather than a granular pattern. Next figure is of focal segmental glomerulosclerosis, in which immunoglobulins and complements are present in the mesangium as well as in the sclerotic areas. So C3 is on the left hand side of the figure and IgM deposits are in the right hand side of the figure of the glomeruli. Next is, this is a diffuse lupus nephritis patient, that is class 4, lupus nephritis. There's another name for which is diffuse lupus nephritis. So lupus has six types, out of which the fourth one is the most common and the most severe one. In this, you can see granular antibody deposition throughout the glomeruli, and this is, in this figure, it is IgG antibody. Next is role of immunofluorescence in skin biopsy. In the skin biopsy, what are the disorders in which immunofluorescence play a role in? Most commonly is pemphigus, and pemphigus also has been subclassified into vulgaris and foliaceous. Bullous Pemphigoid is another one, Dermatitis Herpetiformis, and Bullous Pemphigoid. These are the commonly encountered lesions on which immunofluorescence is done in skin department. The next slide is, you can see this is a pemphigus vulgaris patient, and in this, these golden green color is the stain which is highlighting the keratinocytes membrane, and this appearance is being resembled to a fish net, and then hence it is also called as a fish net pattern. Another name for which is intracellular space pattern, ICS pattern. So fishnet like pattern is classical feature of pemphigus vulgaris. Next slide is of bullous pemphigoid, and you can see this, the dermoepidermal junction, the upper one, this below upper area, which is above this green or yellow light, you can see, which is highlighted here, is the epidermis, and the below this yellow light, the area below this is the dermis. So this yellow light is present at the junction of dermoepidermal, and it is a linear deposition, and this deposition of complement is occurring here in bullous pemphigoid. Next is Dermatitis herpetiformis. This is again a autoimmune disorder in which you see granular deposits of IgA. So above this golden yellow color of immunofluorescence pattern is the epidermis, and this golden yellow color deposit which you are seeing here, this is the immunofluorescent deposits or immunofluorescence pattern which is present in the dermal papillae. Okay, so dermal papillae is the part of the dermis only which is projecting into the epidermis. That is what this dermal papillae is. So in dermatitis herpetiformis, you see granular deposits of IgA at tips of dermal papillae. Next is epidermolysis bullosa. In epidermolysis bullosa, on the left hand side figure, the normal individual is showing laminin expression, that is a green color line at the epidermal junction, that is laminin, being highlighted by immunofluorescence. On the right hand side figure, in the patient of junctional epidermolysis bullosa, this laminin is absent, so it is not stained. That is, a patient of right side figure demonstrate a patient of junctional epidermolysis bullosa in which laminin is mutated or against which antibodies are produced and it is damaged. Next slide is of dystrophic epidermolysis bullosa. Now on the left hand side of the figure, the green to yellow light, the green light which you are seeing here in a linear pattern at the derma-epidermal junction is the normal collagen being demonstrated here. Whereas on the right hand side of the figure, if you see, this is a immunofluorescence pattern of a patient of dystrophic epidermolysis bullosa, in which this green line is not there. Why? Because in this patient, this collagen 7 is mutated. So there is complete absence of staining of type 7 collagen. So it is a repeated MCQ that in DEB, that is dystrophic epidermolysis bullosa, which collagen is mutated, collagen 7. So this was about DEB. Now next is bullous SLE. In bullous systemic lupus erythematosus, you can see this green color line which is present below the epidermis at the derma-epidermal junction, and this is present uniformly throughout and giving us a linear pattern. And this pattern is because of deposition of immunoglobulins at this particular junction, that is derma-epidermal junction. So this kind of a pattern of immunofluorescence is seen in bullous systemic lupus erythematosus. So these much patterns with this much figures and this much knowledge is enough for you to give and write. If you can recall all this, you can mark all the questions correct which will be asked in your NEET PG entrance exam. So for those who are still preparing, this is my book, and this has been recently updated. This is for postgraduate medical entrance students. So 41 questions were there in the NEET 2018. I expect the same now this year also in coming December. Now this is the for students who are going to give exams next year. This is a question answer based book of mine in which their university pattern has been covered. So all your university questions and data I have collected and formulated into question answer pattern. For that is going to give you best of the marks in an easy revision of pathology. So Robbins is 1400 pages, and to recall that is very tough, I know that. So this is around 400 pages or 300 pages, 350 pages, and this you can revise in last 2 months and also during the exams, and you can get good score. And this is for my FM. This is my book. Book is for foreign medical graduate entrance students who are going to go into exams. So best of luck, man. Keep learning and keep watching. Thank you.